Let's go, let's go! Let's watch some Twitch before we get into the game. Raynar versus Cyril.
TV dramas don't stay fresh long. Colgate Max Fresh does, with 10 times longer lasting cooling.
They were morphing into center. He was attacking with 4 Banelings and a bunch of Lings, and Cero handled this perfectly. First, Cero gets a 1-for-2 trade, and then he also keeps eye of his own natural there, where he snipes one of the Banelings, and a single Bane, it can't do anything. It can only soften up drones. So just picture perfect defense by Cero, and Cero immediately realizing like, hey, you're probably going to build a lot of drones behind this, because you're the one who made the first investment, so let me counterattack with all these roaches. And just like that, it's 2-0.
A simple 2-0 for Cyril, picking his builds very nicely, disguising them and taking advantage of his opponent's habits. They know each other so well, but it does seem that this is often the pattern in the past, as Cyril comes in with great plans, really just tailored to take his opponent out. Raynar playing a bit more feel-it-out style. Let's see how it goes. And Cyril, I mean, often he struggles in that second map a little bit to close it out. There was no struggle at all. He shut that one out quickly.
Cero's so decisive as well. Don't know if this was part of the plan all along, but there is a good chance that just because he defended it in such a beautiful manner that he says, I have that quick roach one, let me just build even more drone or more roaches than I was supposed to. Obviously did a good job in hiding it, and Raynar simply saw it too late. We saw 8, 9, 10 drones on the production tab. Raynar's lead was way too big to ever be able to muster up a hold. So that means that this man is now in serious trouble in the semifinals of the ESL SE2 Summer Championships. He's down 0-2, but he's been here before, and he does do his best work sometimes when he's in a bit of trouble. Let's see if history can repeat itself. Top right side of Royal Blood, the Italian representing Basilisk. This is Raynar.
In a lead, looking unstoppable, as he has for most of this year, more focused than ever. And I'm telling you, there is not going to be an emotional outburst until he gets that trophy raised up at the end of the day. Put your hands together for Cyril.
2-0 lead for the 2-time world champion, as we see both players going hatchery first here in game 3. I mean, probably the most frustrating thing for Raynar is that it felt that almost nothing went his way so far in these first 2 games. He got a cancel on the hatchery with just a couple links on Babylon.
Yep.
You're like, yay! And after that, it really feels that it's been all Cero. Cero basically getting win after win after win on the board. And it's not that Cero has taken a 2-0 lead. It's like he has taken a 2-0 lead without losing a fight.
It's actually massive. That kind of momentum, it can be hard to keep going if you've already used up, your surprise builds, but that last one was just a solid defense into reactive push. Like you said, we don't even know if he planned that from the start. Now we're going into Royal Blood, and he's playing a very straight up opening so far. Interesting to see Cyril kind of blowing out a bit of air of his cheeks there, inflating a little bit. You can tell he's just really trying to maintain his cool calm, not letting himself get distracted. Because that's a big thing. A lot of players get in their own head. They think, oh, 1 game away from winning. They lose a little bit of focus. You can't give Raynar that opportunity.
No, I think in the past we've seen both of them taking a 2-0 lead against one another, and it's still going the other way. So Cero obviously knows that this is a phenomenal start, has barely broke the sweat, but he's definitely not there yet. Because if he can easily win 2 games quickly in the CVC, there's a good chance that his teammate is able to do the same thing. So he knows that he's going to need the best focus he has from the very beginning till the very end. But so far, absolutely so good for the man from Finland, who's just having a pretty smooth run overall. Has dropped a single map so far in the tournament pick.
And that was because the Queen was slightly out of position when Dark Circling Flood came. And I mean, yes, Dara looked annoyed when it happened, but it was one of those things that just happens sometimes. And we really haven't seen any signs of weakness. Max managed to push Cyril kind of hard in the regionals, managed to take a couple maps off him. But even then, it was a 4-2 scoreline at the end of the day. And that's one of the closest series we've seen from Cyril recently. He's just so in charge and so controlled in his gameplay.
Yeah, the funny thing is that we came into Katowice obviously looking at Sarah as one of the big favorites, and Sarah wasn't all that convincing in the group stage. In the end, he did made it through, but it wasn't the same invincible Sarah as we are, for instance, witnessing in this tournament. Now, obviously, lost to Ragnarok in the playoffs, but after that loss in the playoffs in Katowice, Sarah has just been on one.
Let's go. Shall we?
願い平和は訪れないそろそろ始めようぶつかり合いにはうってつけの日だ
サウンドクリスタルの貿易より全銀河をツアーで回りたい。よし派手に行くぞ。
4、3、2、1突入開始目標 A を確保してください
敗戦だ皆に期待しているからなバリアがやられてしまったもうバリアが長くは持たん共に目標を制圧しよう向こう水だな我が刀は鏡だ目標に集まろう奥義は準備中だ安全を守るバリアが壊れそうだバリアはもうダメだバリアが破壊される遠慮はいらんぞ様の力を見せてみろ
気をつけろよ島田さん
敵の方が多いぞ
私がついてる
やれるもんならやってみろ
私が守る
ありがとう王妃を間もなく使える皆の者我が輩の後ろに拙者と目標を確保してくれ
お狐様の導きを狐の鍵爪を解き放て
クルセイダーにこう
目標をもらうよ任せて
We just killed Anna. No way. If I just got 2 or 3 maybe. Damn. Damn.
残り60秒
ありがとう
I have to get 3 picks at least. Focus, huh?
様の力を見せてみろ敵を食らえ雨よりも遅いな
残り30秒
島田さんの続ける安心して
目標 A を確保。
まだ頑張って
ペイロードを護衛してください。
私がついてる。
手加減無用バリアが破れ奥義は準備中だ
敵がいるよ。
我が刀は鏡だ宇宙が歌ってくれている長くは持たん精神では立っている
They use a lot of ults. Let them use them. Genji has blade, okay.
これで
Interesting.
終わるものか
Interesting. Did he use his
まだ
blade?
役目を果たしていない。
奥義は間もなく使える
I have to do a good ult now.
かかってこい
Yeah, they got me again.
優しい雨なら援護を取る。
ペイロードが移動中。受け取れ。内なる力を解き放て。
目を解き放て。
が見える
残り60秒。
が癒えたぞお前さんの手加減無用因果応報だ
じゃん。
友人の剣を食らえ
お狐様の導きを。
ダブルトリプルキル。
邪気退散。敵を取れ。
残り30秒。
我輩の後ろにせい時間がないぞ攻撃しよう手加減無用
Damn.
真の剣を食らえ
まずは向こうの。
残り10秒。
時間がない撃って出よう
オーバータイム。これを。スコア1対0。サイドを交代します。
I think Mei is a good idea here. The healers are really good, by the way. All healers.
Sa スノーボール。私たちの出番です。
戦闘準備完了だみんな覚悟はいいんだ
I think we can win if we try.
アルティメットチャージ中。はごめんごめんね。ごめんなさい。
空だ存分に楽しもう
5、4、3、
2,
2、
1.
1。攻撃チーム接近。目標 A を防衛してください。
おいらワクワク
完全回復だ
天が味方よ。アイスウォール行くよ。これでよし。敵がいるよ。
イモータリティフィールドから離れるな
まさに完全の頭を冷やせライン
ここは
かい。
通行止めです。
敵軍の休暇を進める。みんな大丈夫か？
これが毒の味。
傷を癒す。
フィールドの中へ。我が輩の力を。
ダブルキル。
こっちよ。危ない。アルティメットチャージ。
全開だぞ。
もう意地悪。おっとっと。アルティメットチャージ中。登ってみなさい。
アイズミック回復する。
私のこれだけではない。
この中なら安全だ。
これぞ花火のポエム。
皆の者、我が輩の後ろに。この動きについてこれるかね。
アイスウォール行くよ。
ノータリティフィールド先行へ。
傷を癒す。
中にいれば死なせはしないぜ。
ここに敵がいる。回復お願い。
こうあれ。
回復。
まだまだ負けてられん。リゼネ発動。
ありがとう。
I don't know how I run away from this.
不吉の具現だ。
敵がいるよ。
苦しむ者は
ここに敵がいる。ここは通行止めです。
スケールがどうだ。ターゲット発見。
潜伏中。
フィールドの
全ては我が意志のままに。
ように気をつけな。
残り60秒。
総攻撃に出るぞ。
苦しみは
後ろにいるぞ。敵に気をつけろ。
燃えてきた。
回復しておこうな。
ここに敵がいる。アイスウォール行くよ。あそこだよ。どいて。熱々ですよ。アルティメットチャージ中。
残り30秒。
氷の
真の力を解放せよ。
ですね。
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way.
正義の雨に裁かれろ。
Who's on the point? Only Rain on the point? Oh no, no, 3 on the point. Okay, okay. So, Baptiste. So we lost our Rain now. So, but Farah died.
オーバータイム。
I can touch with my
いつ
ult.
でも行けるよ。目標を守って。アルティメット準備よし。浄化する。
逃げられる
効率点が癒してくれる。ここよ。
私
ナイス。目標を防衛して。敵がいるよ。
殺せないに。
勝利。プレイオブザゲーム。
Play of the game.
知なる力を解き放て。
我が輩は無敵なり。
こっちよ。
pajamas don't stay fresh long. Colgate Max Fresh does, with 10 times longer lasting cooling.
Army, Rayner's taking out all the production and tech. The question is, are there any drones on the map? Rayner might be eliminated if he's not careful.
Rayner has 14 drones, but I believe pretty much all of them are in the natural, and this is definitely something to keep in mind, because in the end of the day, in StarCraft 2, if you have no more buildings, you will automatically lose the game. Most of the time, it doesn't come down to that. But Rayner needs to make sure that he will not lose all of his production facilities, or any building for that matter. Because he needs to be careful. These Mutas are doing their thing. Obviously, Mutas do shine in base trade scenarios, Pick.
Yes, they do. Very mobile. The Hydras are going to go in there and try and defend that hatchery. Looks like they are going to keep it alive for now. So Rayner still technically can mine off of that one base. He's got some roaches on the other side of the map. You don't want to get those trapped.
Map. That's a big fight right here. It doesn't feel that they were quite paying attention, at least not Zero at first, as he did eat a corrosive ball. Zero probably sees all these roaches from Rayner that were still in the natural, and he's like, if I can take out 5 or 6 units, because we're kind of reaching the game where every single unit that falls will probably never be rebuilt.
Oh, getting 2 Ravagers, a Hydra, and another couple of roaches. Cyril with some fantastic Muta sniping. He's down to 14 Mutalisks, but they've already paid for themselves and then done, and then some. Look at the army supply. That's all the value these Mutas have been gathering.
Yeah, but Rayner's just trying to get a couple of Spore Crawlers up at home to make sure that he won't be eliminated, but Rayner obviously knows at this point that this is not heading his way. He needs to make something happen. Does get a Muta there for free. I think Rayner's just going to collect all of his units at this point and try to make the magic happen. That's one big final game-deciding fight on the other side of the map. He's down 18 roaches. It's going to be incredibly tough. Down 18 roaches and 4 Ravagers. I don't even know where Sarah got these units from.
Hydras are good, but I don't know if they're that good, Kevin. This is going to be a hard fight for Rayner. I don't think he has groove spines either on those Hydras. So I believe they're only 5 range. Here we go. Nice angling for Cyril, and the corrosive piles are such a problem. Rayner's looking for a surround. He's going to come in with a flank from the left and the right at the same time. He knows it's now or never. He's got to make something happen, but Cyril slips away, dropping corrosive piles on him as he goes. And that is an unstoppable move. Cyril just will not let himself get cornered. He's just going to chip away at him and rip Rayner down.
The unit movement of Cyril is just picture perfect, making it impossible for Rayner to get the fight that he's looking for. These Ravagers really doing their thing, and this is it. The Hail Mary desperation move from Rayner. But Rayner knows that's not going to do it. GG.
Further by winning out on pure mechanics. Let's find out, guys. We move on to Royal Blood for the grand final, best of 7. In the bottom left, teamless, all on his lonesome. He is Gumiho!
This man's momentum, though, is an absolutely astounding force. We've seen him turn into a boulder rolling uphill. He will not be stopped, and he wants this finals in the bag. In the top right side of the map, representing Basilisk, it's Zero.
Loving the signs, guys. I absolutely love the crowd here. It's been fantastic. You guys have been so energetic and cheering for anyone. You've been following along with this story here that is now wonderful. TVZ Finals. Thank you, Gumi God. Many people were saying, but now he faces the GOAT possibly of StarCraft. It's definitely an uphill battle, and we do have something at least a little interesting to start us off with. Cyril did do an extractor trip.
Yep, 15 hatch, 15 pool. He's been loving mixing this opening in early in a series. This is going to allow him to be very safe. If it was that proxy 3-racks build, guess what? Your queens and zerglings are out 10 seconds early. You're going to slap that down. So it's not only safe, it also gives him the ability to sneak zerglings across the map before the Reaper arrives. So just another little curveball for Gumiho. However, not the most effective usually versus him, because Gumiho is a big fan of building like 3 Marines before he builds a reactor off that barrack. So he's usually well prepared for any zerglings.
Yeah. I wonder if Cyril is sizing up this match as if I don't die to something surprising, then I am the better player, which many would say is not a bad idea here. Many would argue that is absolutely the case. And that's why I think, alluding to my earlier comment, it would actually be really cool, but also kind of make sense if Gumiho just surprised us by winning out mechanically, because Cyril keeps thinking, well, I just have to, not die, so I'll take some economic hits here and there, and I'll play extra cautious, and then he might have to actually reevaluate how he plays against Gumiho as the series develops.
Look at how early those injects go down on the hatcheries with this build order. Also completely skips the zerglings other than these 2 going for the counterattack, but Gumiho, he's ready for it. 1 Marine out. The second one actually looks like cancelled, and he built a reactor. So Gumiho, going away from what he normally does, will lose that Marine. That means the SCV there is going to have to be on its own. Looks like it will finish the command center, though. But the Reaper forced back to defend. And Cero already a lovely disruption, allowing him now the freedom to get his third base up at home and to start 2 extra queens.
I'm not sure he actually saw it was developing up there, but it's usually, right, going into the Howlings, going to the reactor. Yeah, I did see that. Didn't see what was behind that. Of course, not just the third CC. We didn't see if that was perhaps, you know, like a second barracks behind that, right? We know what it is. The factory is done. The starport's on the way, but once again...
願えば平和は訪れよ
回復強化集中しろ私がいれば大丈夫だ
目標のアンロックまであと30秒
ダメージ増加を開始
また何が時の
目標がアンロックされました
No, I almost killed the Mercy. If I just... Oh, yeah. That was a bad bag. Oh, the Ana killed me. Okay, okay, okay. I see, I see. I killed the McCree so they don't have a hit scan. They don't have a... They don't have a... Another DPS. If we get a pick now, we can do a lot. No way, no way, no way. There's Hammond, so I'm gonna go Reaper. Genji will not work against Hammond. You can go McCree as well, but like, no. Sorry.
イルドライバーウィンストン参上回復を頼む耐久度上昇無断立ち入り厳禁
ハッキング完了。
着地
Did I waste my ult just now? No, I didn't.
銃はまだある
バリケードが動いている。
影をまとう
誰も死なせない。
礼には及ばない。
死ね死ね死ね落下に注意耐久度上昇ロットを押すぞ
借りるわね。もう返す。
影よ集え
ゆっくりおやすみ。
おい全員集まれ敵を確認
内なる力を
死ね死ね数が多す
Okay. This enemy is good.
クルセ
Okay. Unlucky.
死神が再び行く集まれウィンストン参上
このまま放ってはおけませんね。
いいえ、敵を目視。
回り込む回復してくれ
夢のな
回復
ナノブーストを投与。
野生の力。
頼む。
回復してくれ
安心して。
安心しろ。
運動は関節にいいですよ
We need to advance.
着地
後ろにいるとまるで影が持ってるみたい。
展開オービタルドロップ
回復してやろう。
バリケードを動かしましょう。
俺は早い
敵を捉えた。
死神が来た
ロボットを私といれば安全です。
恨み晴らさでおくべきか
諦めはしない。
トランズロケーターはここ。
これで
敵のプッシュを止めるわよ。
いいぞ死ね死ね死ね
My bad. Oh, no, my bad. I bet.
お狐様の導きを。
命の恵みをあなたに。
すまん
回復してやろう。敵を捉えた。
死ね
大丈夫。
死ね
まる
これ以上進ませるわけに
影を
はいかない。
まとう数が多すぎる注意しろ回復を頼む
骨を休めよ、ご老体。攻撃を受けている。
Ah, we're gonna lose.
ゆっくりお休み。
止まりなさい。
俺と死は一体
ナノブーストを投与。
怖くはありません。
死の音づ
内なる力を解き放て。
命を
回
育て
復してくれ。
じゃあ道を塞ぎましょう。
上昇。
下がりなさい。
火あぶりの刑だ。
空が呼んでる。
標的補助システム展開。
最終ポイントに接近中。
まずは一人だな。勘弁してくれ。
Never give up. Never give up.
もうすぐアルティメットを使える。
Bro, I have 8k damage. No way. Need to target someone. Who's contesting the point?
ごきげんよ
オービタルド
う。まぶたが重い。
お狐様の導きを。
静かにしてくれ。
バックザファースト。ここに敵がいる。
回復してやろう。
ロボットへの
敵を発見。
残り2分。
墓に入るのは俺じゃ。
援護する。敵
Sorry,
を眠ら
pardon.
せた。敵を突破。
ロボットが奪われた。死神が来たぜ。
飛躍の春だ。
死ね死ね死ね。
いいコンビね。
落ちるぞ。
内なる力を解き放て。
元気。
骨を休めよ。
We're not advancing in the
ハ
table.
ムスターが迫り来る。戻った。
Why is the volume so low?
終だ。
Okay, okay.
敵がいた。残り60秒。苦しむ者へ実験台が来た。
回り込む。悪い教え。決着はついた。回復を頼む。
受け取れ。
命の恵みをあなたに。
ナノブース
死神と燃え。
想像力を使いなさい。
落下に注
チャージが必要だ。
お前さんの安全は守る。着地。無断立ち入り厳禁。
残り10秒。私はこれだけではないぞ。
ホルスの目からは逃れられん。
オーバータイム。
みんな
We can't impossible to win.
ナノブーストチャージ中。敵を止めれば勝利だ。ターゲットが
闇への一歩。
世界は私の思うがままに。
死ね死ね死ね。数では不利だ。
GG.
チームキル。
10k damage.
回復してやろ
Gotta
う。
go.
敗北。
GG, go next.
When that is going to happen. Gumiho now starting to really develop that build.
Have you heard about this Samsung flip phone? Once you see it, you must have it. There's no way I'd ever switch to
TV dramas don't stay fresh long. Colgate Max Fresh does, with 10 times longer lasting cooling.
About what would have happened if Gumio didn't have two big mistakes. One, the combat shields. He might have been able to push that issue on the right side even further, and then two, the medevacs not being available on the left side when he did have that potential strike at Serral's natural. If you consider those two things actually happening, I think we're talking about a very beautiful, very well thought out game that Gumio won, as opposed to having to give up after a very quick turnaround. We're seeing the build continue to flesh out. It's been like a little questionable, kind of look like a 2-1-1, but then that second barracks was later, right? So the stim isn't going to be done. It's only one medevac. A couple of Hellions made an appearance. It's a bit of a grab all of units right now.
Yeah, this is most of Gumiho's bio openings in TVZ. If you scout, you're just as confused as if you don't scout. It's very hard to read because he's got a little bit of everything. It makes it difficult for the Zerg to know exactly what they need to defend with. You've got to adapt on the fly. It's an uncomfortable situation, especially when you're in a grand finals and you've got a lot of your own expectations, as well as those of your fans, your family, your friends, and your team on your shoulders. Here comes the Marine drop. Hellion Reaper will block the expansion behind it. Very quick tank Marine production continuing. It feels to me like Gumio is delaying that third command center a very long time. I wouldn't be surprised if he even drops an extra couple of barracks here.
Yeah, two-base attack would be quite the surprise. It does, again, occur occasionally, but I feel like it kind of had a month where it was on quite a bit, and then now it's back to really just holding that in the pocket as a surprise build. But I think what would be really cool about it is that, you know, Serral really doesn't know what's going on behind this. For all he knows, there could be going in a battlecruisers behind it, right? Because that was something that they were doing back a couple years ago. It is going to be that third CC, which I think we've also been seeing a lot more. Usually that single engineering bay was like the easiest sign that there was going to be a two-base attack. Not really. Like in this tournament, we've seen plenty of +1s lead into spectacular 5-6 base macro games.
Third command center is now on the way, but Gumio still has a lot of Marines and tanks on the way. Even though he's going to be macroing up, there's an opportunity to set up for a big push. The question is where? What angle would he go to? Serral's being forced to focus on the bottom of the map, and that would probably be the optimal position to try and deny. If he can get some siege tanks in a medevac and boost down there. He hasn't shown a sign of moving out just yet, though. Interesting that Gumio is being so passive. I really thought building those early tanks, this many Marines, was going to line up for a push, but combat shields and +1 are almost finished, so I would have expected him to move out by now.
He might still plan on moving out, right? I mean, it's not the quick...
まもなく敵が接近します。ヒーローを選択してください。
さあスノーボール、私たちの出番です。
ああ、エジプトで何が起きている？何やら深刻そうだ。
過去の亡霊と決着をつけているだけだ。心配するな。
心配は心配だぞ、アナ。
He's playing fire. I need to go, McCree.
誰かが汚れ役をやらなきゃね。ここを警戒しろ。オンに切る。
5、4、3、2、1。攻撃チーム接近。レイロードを止めてください。
よろしく頼む。
敵はあそこよ。
助かるよ、ドク。ロケットパンチ。
ここで敵発見させた。これで良くなりますね。
うまくいくか。
どけ。
アイズミックスラム。
攻撃されている。
まだアルティメットはチャージ中だ。志は大きく。
今は数で負けているわよ。まだまだ頑張ってもらわないと。
We're getting destroyed. I didn't see the fire, damn.
3ヒットだ。
今度は油断しないぞ。
ペイロード
アルティメットはチャージ中だ。
到達。
固まれる。
ノックアウトしてやる。
やり方を変えてみよう。敵はあそこよ。
だから
それをなんとかして。よくやったわね。
暴れても取れない。
見守っているわ。
俺は早いぞ。
回復リン
好きだらけだったぞ。
メテオストライク。
英雄は死ぬ。
雨に裁かれろ。
いざ交際の中へ。
新メト
貸せ。
今志は大きくだ。
I have to focus on the Pharaoh. Can't kill her.
見守ってますよ。ただいま。攻撃されている。援護して。道を切り開く。
Damn man, damn. I can't kill her. She's so good.
ダメね。
増援を待とうじゃねえか。
ペイロードチェックポイントに到達。
トールビョーン参上じゃ。
手当てし
借りができた。ドンピシャだ。
ペイロードを止めろ。
援護する。
用意セット。攻撃を受けて攻撃されてる。
危ないぞ。
これ受け取って
ぐっすりね。ターゲットが眠った。
正義の雨に裁かれろ。
敵がいる。サイズビッスラム。
お薬を処方。
戦闘再開だ。まさか俺を見くびってたのか。
ペイロード目的地に接近。
俺は早いぜ。釣りはいらねえよ。帽子に往生際が悪いね。
強化完了。力を見せてやれ。
もう止まらない。
勝利は我らの手に。
少しは落ち着け。
ノックアウトしてやる。
狙う志は大きく。
気をつけろ。数では負ける。
英雄は死なず。
スコア0対3。サイドを交代します。
私の狙いは破滅を呼ぶ。
たった一人でタランに立ち向かうなど無謀だ。
かもな。だが俺は逆境でこそ燃える将軍でね。
天つかみのやることが多いな。
3、2、1突入開始。
敵と交戦するぞ。
ペイロードを護衛してください。
行動を見せてやれ。大地を割れろ。
やめてよ。
見ている。
前進中。後ろにいるぞ。
焦点ロック完了。回復してやろう。集中砲火。戦線に復帰。
遠慮はいらんぞ。
大丈夫。
全員回復しろ。ウィンストン参上。
コンタクト。
祈りが聞こえたよ。
移動中。敵を目視。
誰かが汚れ役をやらなきゃ。
ポカポカするでしょう。
帽子に端が入ったようなもんだ。
浄化する。
火力集中。
英雄は死なず。
持ってけ。
敵を回路起動。それじゃあ76。人格モジュール終了。
バリア起動。タクティカルバイザー。ロケットメテオストライク。
大丈夫。攻撃を受けて。ナノブース
ミラ
トを投入。
はいないのか。
負ける気がしません。
これを。これが毒の味。
このまま運びましょう。ロケットパンチ。
じっくり噛み締めな。荷上げをやるよ。俺は早い。
ここに敵がいる。
一人じゃなくてよかった
こ
ね
っ。ちよ。
全力で進むぞ。敵に注意しろ。上から失礼し
志は大きくだ。
まだ戦いは終わっていない。
まだ終わりじゃない。
後ろにいるぞ。
灰になりなさい。
ペイロード移動中だ。
敵を発見。
加減無用。
じゃん。
残り60秒。
メテオストライク。
ちと予定が狂ったか。
I don't know how we're losing this, to be
闘
honest.
志はまだ燃えている。
ペイロードを動かしましょう。
生き返った。
援護を頼む。
残り30秒。
ゆっくりお休み。
もう時間がない。お狐様の導きを。
敵を回路起動。ナノブース
チャ
トを投
ージ中だ。
ポテンシャル全開です。ノックアウトしてやる。
残り10秒。
アルティメットはチャージ中だ。
しっかり準備して。
因果応報。
帽子に端
人格
が入
モジュ
ったようなもん。
ール終了。
オーバータイム。
我が意志のままに。
This Doomfist is really good.
チームキル。敗北。
Have you heard about this Samsung flip phone? Once you see it, you must have it. There's no way I'd ever switch to
laying out some very hefty aggression. Serral's gone for a 16 hatchery, very standard opening. And it looks like a 2-Rax Reaper. Now, this is not a 3-Rax Reaper. It's not all in, but it's still going to hit very, very early. He cut a lot of SCVs to get this down so fast.
Yeah, I do love the build orders that Gumiho is throwing out here. So I'm actually a believer because it is Gumiho in these finals of this tournament. But usually I'd actually say, you know, the 2-Rax Proxied Reapers kind of has lost its you know, power, really. It was something that was very popular back in the day, and it was usually effective. At the very least, it would cause the Zerg to be extremely uncomfortable. They didn't know when to drone or when to actually make units. But, I mean, a combination of, I guess, like map pool differences, meta changes, as well as players just getting better and learning about the Reaper, right? Made it so that it actually doesn't find too much. But when it comes to throwing Serral off, again, maybe taking advantage of a very disappointing loss in Game 2, maybe Gumiho can actually snowball with these.
Yeah, Serral might be shocked by it, especially. I mean, you know his heartbeat's racing and he's frustrated after that last game. That's what Gumiho is looking to capitalize on. He wants to take that frustration and turn it into full-on tilt. So far, good micro for Serral, though. Not losing any drones just yet, but how much space do you have left to build Spore Crawlers? Luckily, Zerglings answer the call. They pop out and they will defend the first Reaper, but of course, more just behind.
Right, yeah, Serral knows that it was a Proxy Reaper, of course, and now knows, of course, it's 2-Rax Reaper. It'd be terrifying if it was 3, but just with the 2, perhaps Serral can eventually stabilize. Though, almost not getting that cancel at the last second. Queen finally pops, and she is something that is difficult to take down for pure Reaper.
This was incredible micro by Serral so far. He's only lost like a couple of Zerglings, maybe one drone at most. The Reapers are all damaged. He doesn't want to take too many hits on them. You got to preserve the Reaper count and let their regen work. Creep Tumor going down, Spinecrawler in the main. Link speed's going up as well. Serral with a fantastic hold so far.
Yeah, and this is... Serral is really, really good, of course. So this is, I feel like, where Zerg players have just learned and adapted to these openers. They kind of have to maybe remember, like, oh yeah, you know, Reaper proxies, right? But so far, so good for Serral. One of those queens might be in danger, and one of the issues here is that he doesn't know how much Gumiho will commit to this, but the Spinecrawler is going to help out in that main base. The queens on the natural with Ling support, and those Lings seconds away from having their speed.
Really like that extra Reaper that popped up into the main base. Got an extra drone there while Serral was distracted in the natural. Spinecrawler's mostly zoned out the main for now, so the Reapers are grouping at the natural. We've got a Reactor, a Starport, and more Reapers. What is this follow-up? That command center is so late, Zombie Grub.
I hope he makes medevacs. I think that would...
Nepal に移動します。
フィールドの投げこっちだ
いい予感がするこれまでで最高の任務になるかも
いつか任務でハワイに行けないものだろうか。
5、4、3、2、1。ラウンド1、目標を確保してください。
勝利はいただくよ。
バリア起動
シールド展開もう大丈夫
バリアはもう長く持たないバリア敵のベクトルを計算した
目標取りにアクティブ援護を頼んだ。
これで痛みも引くだろう。
これで大丈夫
自分を信じられないでどうするかたじけない風はないで軌道上に敵を確認敵を発見重力に屈しろ
任せて
Oh, they have Reaper now. Okay, interesting.
アルティメットチャージ完了。前に出ろ。
奥義は準備中だ
ナノブーストを投与。
奥義は準備中だ。戦慄は何だ。
我が日は絶えぬ。
手加減無用。
敵を撃つ。
早咲きの花は
すべては我が意志のままに。
バリアはもうダメだ。
そこ行く撃ち方始め。
遠慮はいらない。
傷はいい。
こっちに集合して。
こちらに集え。血を求めている。助けてくれ。
Okay, they used 2 ults, that's good.
次は誰かな。
奥義を使えるぞ。火星を頼む。くそ。ここで集まろう。
アルティメット準備完了。行くよ。
援護に回れる者は共に
の剣を食らえ。
ナノブーストまもなく行けるぞ。
みんなに期待しているからな。
アルティメット準備完了。
狙いは外せ。
私はこれだけでこちらに集合してくれ。
苦せっよ。
守りなら任せて。
ナノブーストを
覚悟しろ。
ダブルキル。
研ぎ澄まされた戦士を襲うよ。感謝する。
Good job, good job.
ラウンド1勝利。
Good job.
スコア1対0。
0. 1対0.
機内を一周するとこ見たい？もう一回やろうか？
技術ではなく精神力こそが成熟した戦士の証。
5、4、3、2、1。ラウンド2。目標を確保してください。
あと一つ勝てば終わり。
やれるもんならやってみろ。
攻撃を受けている。
無用。
これは頭のせいだ。
トリプルキル。
今少し休んでおれ。捕らえた。
私が目標を制圧するから。
千里の道も人はありがとう。遠慮はいらんぞ。遅すぎる。全力で来い。
諦めないで。力を合わせて。
崩れ落ちろ。気をつけろ。
毒の
さらなる栄光をこの手に。
血が騒ぐ。
ナイス NT。
かかってこい。
バリアが攻撃されてる。
修復完了。様の力を見せてみろ。
みんなつば
クルセイダーに
トリプルキル。
Good job, good job, good job, good job.
因果応報だバティスト出動する貴様の力を見せてみろ向かっている構え
不吉の具現だ。ナノブーストを投与。
回復を頼む我が身を使うぞ無敵なる
まぶたが重いか。これで
敵を見つけた
できた
友人の剣を食ら
これを。目くらましだ。ここだ。
せいハンマーダウン
オーバー回復してやろう。正義の雨に裁かれろ。全ては我が意志のままに。
モータリティフィールドから離れるな
中にいれば死なせはしない。
チームキル。
Well played, well played, well played, well played.
勝利。プレイオブザゲーム。
ナノブ。
This is my last game. Or never mind. Let's call it off for the day. Maybe stream tomorrow in the morning when I wake up. Yeah, it's getting late now. GG. Thank you all.